Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Christina and I'm passionate about helping you on your medical school journey. Either through study tip videos, how to survive different aspects of medical school, or just sharing my life as a medical student. If you're interested in joining the family, please feel free to hit the subscribe button down below. I have a lot of exciting content planned for the month of May, so don't miss out. Today we're going to be talking about how to stay motivated in medical school. This is a topic that I get a lot of questions on over on my Instagram. If you're not following me there, make sure to follow me. I answer all of my DMs as well as host regular Q&As with all of you. You'll know that medical school is a very long and challenging journey, and it can be easy to lose motivation along the way, especially for some of us who have done previous degrees before medical school, or just the fact that medical school is really long. But with the right strategies, you can stay on track and achieve your goals while maintaining motivation. I've personally been on this medical school journey for a very long time. And sometimes I do feel like my motivation is lacking, and this is what I do to help get me out of that funk and refocus my attention and motivation on medical school. First, set specific and realistic goals. The best way to stay motivated is to set specific, realistic, and attainable goals. Don't just set broad goals like, I want to pass medical school, I want to get good grades, or I want to study. Instead, you want to be really specific about the goals you set, but also make them realistic. It doesn't make sense making a goal like, I want to get 95% in my anatomy exam if you got 40% in the previous exam. So maybe setting a goal like, I want to get 70% in my anatomy exam. I want to study 4 hours a day. I want to do extra clinical volunteering 1 day a week. Set realistic, attainable goals that you're able to actually reach. When we set specific and realistic goals, they're easier to track and more attainable, which then increases the serotonin and dopamine boost whenever you achieve said specific goal, which helps directly increase your motivation in medical school. Next, break your study sessions into smaller chunks. Do not try to study hours on end without a break. If you have watched some of my previous videos, like my how to study video, then you'll know that I'm an advocate for breaking your study sessions into smaller, manageable pieces. When we study for long, extended periods of time, most of us will be prone to burnout, and this can cause a decrease in motivation within medical school. Try to stick to studying between 30 to 60 minutes and then getting up, taking a walk, or even just making yourself a cup of tea. Having that break in mental focus just helps increase your concentration and motivation while you're studying. I did make a video on study strategies to help you within medical school. I'll link it down below as well as put it in the card up here. You want to prioritize self-care and reduce stress. We all know how stressful it can be within medical school. We want to make sure that we're getting enough sleep, we're eating healthy, nutritious food, and exercising regularly. Now, this may differ depending on you as a person, but my rule of thumb is as long as you're moving your body at least once a day, whether that's going for a walk, whether that's doing a quick 10 to 15 minute yoga stretch session, or something more intense like a hike, going to the gym, going for a run, whatever moving your body looks like to you, that is what you should do. I also made a video on my meal prep routine so that I can increase my nutritious value within the week. I'll also link it down below and link it up here if you are interested in watching that as well. So take breaks to do things that you enjoy. Sometimes reading a book that has nothing to do with medical school helps give your brain that much needed relaxation, and then when we come back to medical school, we are rejuvenated and excited to start the studying process. So incorporate hobbies and interests that are outside of medical school into your routine as well. If you are someone who gets motivated by others, then I definitely suggest joining a study group. Studying with friends can be a great way to stay motivated as you bounce energy with each other and help steer each other along the path that is medical school. However, a caveat of this is make sure that you're studying with people that you can actually study with. Some friends are great, but they end up being more of a distraction than a help when we are studying. So find a few classmates that have a similar studying style to you and that can help you focus during your studying sessions. Studies show that study groups help you retain the information better, as well as keep us motivated and accountable. When we know that other people are relying on us to show up for these sessions, it makes us more likely to actually do the studying. If you are having problems or difficulties finding a study group, there are a lot of online communities that you can reach out to. You can go onto Reddit to look at medical school subforums, as well as just go onto YouTube and join study with me videos. I will be doing a study with me very soon. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in. I was thinking of doing an hour-long study session where we study along together to help keep each other motivated. So let me know down below if that's something you'd be interested in. Remember to pursue your passions outside of medical school. Remember, medicine is just one aspect of what makes our life complete, and it's important that we also spend time doing things that are outside of medical school. Whether that's through volunteering, participating, research, a sport, a hobby, or even just watching TV, something that takes a break from medical school helps increase your motivation once you get back to medical school. Not only will this help maintain the bigger picture of your life in general, but it's also a great way to meet new people, meet new classmates, and make more friends. Remember why you wanted to start medical school in the first place. When things get very overwhelming and we feel like we're under this mountain of stress and there's no end in sight, I like to think about why I wanted to start medical school in the first place. And I think back to first year Christina, or pre-medical Christina, who all she wanted to do was get into medical school, study, so that one day she could open up a clinic and help underprivileged within her community. So I like to hold on to that as my motivating factor when things get really hard. So I think it's important to have that image in your mind of why you got into medical school and what you're doing it for. And when it gets really overwhelming, think back to that reason, visualize it, think about it, and it just helps motivate you a lot more when things just seem very overwhelming. Don't be overwhelmed by the journey ahead. It's very easy for us to take a look at the long road ahead of us, especially when we're in the first few years and all of our friends have gone off to start jobs, start families, start getting married, and we're still in medical school. It is important to just take one step at a time and get through each day at a time. Sometimes the big picture can really overwhelm us, so I think focusing on the day-to-day activities helps get through the time. It's also really important to focus on what you can control in the moment. I'm someone that likes to plan ahead, and I can get very overwhelmed when there's a lot of factors that I can't account for in the future. So I try to remind myself that it's important to just control what we can control and then deal with the rest later. Otherwise, it gets very overwhelming and you sit there spiraling thinking, will I ever even be a doctor? Really important is to look back from where you came. Remember to look back and see how far you've come. For me personally, medicine has been a dream since I was a little girl, but I definitely remember in grade 10 when I was 15 years old deciding that I want to become a doctor. And ever since, I have spent my life dedicated to this journey. And if I would tell 16, 17-year-old Christina that we would be here today, almost graduating, starting our journey as a doctor, she would be so proud and she would be so excited. So I definitely think it's important to look back at how far you've come and look at all the obstacles that you've overcome. Because sometimes we can look ahead and feel like there's so much to accomplish, there's so much to do, and we're not able to do any of it. But if you look at what you have achieved in the past, it shows that you're capable of way more than you think, and that if you could get through those challenges, you can definitely get through the next. And finally, if people have done it before you, then you can definitely do it. So many people have gone through the exact same journey that we have within medical school, and I'm pretty sure 99.999% of them felt exactly the same way we do. So if they were able to get through it, then you definitely will. You're in medical school for a reason. You deserve your spot. You've earned your right to be here. And if other people have been able to successfully make it through, then so will you. Don't let self-doubt or imposter syndrome hold you back. Look at those who are above us and who have gone through the same journey and use them as a motivation for success. I like to look at people who have accomplished what I want to achieve and use them as a reminder that I too am capable of achieving any goal that I set my mind to. I hope that you're able to incorporate some of these tips into your daily routine, and I'll leave you with this. Whenever you're feeling very overwhelmed by all the information that we need to know, just remember that what we're learning right now is going to save a life one day. That helps bring back perspective for me and motivates me even more to study harder. I just want to say that I'm so proud of each and every single one of you and how far you've all come along this journey. If you have any thoughts or questions or just want to say hi, please feel free to comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye friends.